Welcome everyone to the Empath X community call. I'm Jeremy, glad to be here tonight. As always, we invite everyone to be part of this community without conditions to bring what is uniquely their own. You can go check out all of our resources over at empathx.org. You can find our schedule, our archive. You can find a place to join a Facebook group and make a contribution if you so like. And as always, we'll be having a little quick 10-minute teaching section and then a little discussion off camera after that. So without much further ado, I invite myself to the stage. Oh, thanks, self. I appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. So today I wanted to talk about being calm amidst the storm.
Mm,
And the reason I picked that is because I have been given that compliment many, many times in very difficult, really challenging times in my life. People have reflected to me repeatedly about how I'm able to stay calm and grounded and focused, and I think it's kind of the response I've grown to come to be close with God internally, but also too I know through doing some early personality tests, I'm one of those ones that goes towards the fire when there's an upset. I want to go help out. I'm usually
mm.
and so I was just telling everybody here a story that I broke my finger this last weekend. For the sake of our audience, I'll leave it at that. And it was just one of those moments that was very chaotic. It was, I'll just say it was very chaotic, and I found myself needing help and running to the space where I could get help and telling people, order like you go get this, you do go get that, you go get. It was like it was one of those things like I knew what was happening, and it was really intense for everybody else. And so I wanted to just talk about that since it's so fresh on my mind. um, and I think for for me, it's kind of two parts. It's one is knowing yourself before going into these situations, before we go into this thinking about how to resolve whatever chaos you're trying to resolve, whatever storm you're trying to focus on. These days, there's plenty to pick from. But that internal storm being one of just the point of it being is to go internal. For me, I know my breath work is hugely important. It's very grounding for me. It draws my attention and my awareness and all of my senses internal. That's a great tool, but also too, I've been practicing it for so many years. So I want to advocate for a discipline that it's
Mhm.
simple, it's easy, it's 10-20 minutes a day, and over years it has paid off dividends that I can't even begin to start enumerating. So just that space of being calm in the storm to me is one of preparation, but practice, it's an ability
Mm.
that when I know something crazy is up, if I haven't prepared for it, it's going to take me on a ride down the road. I'm going to hop on that wagon and it's going to take me all sorts of different places. But if I can ground and come into my center and just surrender all things, just gives me that spaciousness to be discerning, to be more present. What I notice is that my ability to be a wider and more um, rational arbiter, if I can use these words. Um,
Mhm.
it's clear to me that that there's choices to be made. Like you do this, you do, and to be specific with people. You get this, you do that. Like I don't know if you've ever done any CPR training, but one of the first things they tell you, one of the first steps is point to a person and say, you call 911. Don't
Mhm.
do like they do in the movies where they say, somebody call 911, because ain't
Mhm.
nobody going to call 911. They're going to stand around looking for that somebody. This is, I think, one of those spaces of, in the midst of this storm, I think a lot of times in most situations, the storm is here, like
Mm.
Brian's thought undercurrent, right? This chaos and this noise. I love the metaphor of the noise to sound ratio. Right now, our world is very noisy, noisier than I think probably in thousands and thousands of years. in lots of ways. But it's just change, and that change is the same as ever. And so, being in the midst of that storm, one, you got to recognize you're in the middle of a storm, and that storm is my storm, and that I don't need to resolve any of it before I ground. Step one is get grounded, get clear, create space to not make a decision from either my thinking mind or my feeling body. I want to take in that data. Okay, here's rational information. Here's logical steps. Here's data. Then also on top of that, all these feelings, all these emotions. Boy, the psychology of this story, if you really want to know the full story, it's a wild story. Reach out to me afterwards. I might tell it to you. But it's really truly that space of like building up to like, no, I get to be going through this in order to keep practicing. It's all practice.
Hmm.
And so that's the long short of it that I wanted to leave off today is like, what's your storm, and how's your practice of coming back home? If I can tap my belly, this grounded space within, to be able to then say like, okay, let's address the mess. Not like a lot of people that have a tendency to hoard things. We certainly are a society of overindulgence of possessing. I've come across several people, have helped lots of people in like service to like clear out their cluttered closets. We certainly are one of those that get into that space. And so this is this opportunity, and in this season, in this time, is one of those. It's up, it's right now, it's up. And so therefore you have this opportunity in your sovereignty to make a decision. If you wait for the storm will decide for you.
Mm.
That's a lesson that I had. It was hard to learn for me. But this space of having calm amidst the storm isn't just about, oh, let me just be cool, calm, and collected and confident that I know everything's going to be great. It's not that. It's allowing the storm to be there and loving the storm. I think Ram Dass said it best. He said, I love my pain. I love my wheelchair after he had had that stroke. And what he's talking about is that those are those opportunities to go really deep, to hold really powerful space. And God bless you that you don't have to go through all of that stuff, but we're all going through it on some level.
Hmm.
All up for different ways, different spaces, different places. We've all got our little storm and our little story. I think it's just called being human. Anyway, that's my 10 minutes. Curious if there's any immediate thoughts that want to be on camera. Brian, go ahead,
No,
please.
go ahead, Jane. I always talk a lot.
Janie.
Oh, I do too. I just a quick note. I was thinking of something what you just said reminded me of one of my favorite writers is from North Carolina. His name is Reynolds Price, and he lived in a wheelchair. He had not his entire life, but he said what it taught him was that we are all temporarily able on our way to becoming disabled, but he doesn't see himself as disabled, but you know,
Yeah.
I always remember that. I think about that, you know, like dance now, how gracious will I be if I'm in a situation like he was in for years? You know, how impatient. I know I would be very impatient at times with that. So you're right. I mean, it's like we had storm preparedness, right?
Mm.
It's like, what are we doing every day to be like what you're saying, like tying your knots or getting the tarp, breathing, you know?
I love you bringing up dance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, thanks.
Yeah.
I gotta dance. I gotta find a place to dance out here.
I think
Yeah.
kitchen works well.
Make
Yeah,
one.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been dancing up this little 15-foot aisle space here in my little home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's 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 funny how when we don't feel like it, it's so hard to do. But once you get there and you're moving, and you're in it, and you got that good song on, and you're really getting it. Oh yeah, it's like, oh, I remember. Oh yeah. Brian, what were you gonna say?
Well, one of the things that you said that really stuck with me was it's not about what's going on here. Like when you crunched your finger, it's not about what's going on here, and it's not about what's going on in your body. Because, spirit is empowering and sourcing that body, but it's not the body and it's not the brain. So to be able to know that enables you to be with that experience and be present with it without judging it or judging yourself or judging who made the door or any of it. And then you could be present to it. Like, you were saying Ram Dass loving his pain. He didn't have to like it to love it. Like if I've got someone that I don't like, even a little, i.e., some of the politicians we have in Washington, D.C. right now, I don't like very many of them, but I can love all of them from that place where love really happens, which allows me to see them more clearly and be more present to who they are, which allows me to be more clear about the whole thing.
Mhm.